feel so good, I feel so numb.
And now, from the Cave of Wonders and recorded live in the presence of gods, welcome to the Rain Man Show.
All right, hello everybody, welcome to the Rain Man Show. Listening to us on RM Channel 001.
Yeah?
We are here.
We are.
Barely. I think everybody in the studio is a little low on energy today.
I think it's just one of those days. I don't know why, but it is.
Yeah, it's definitely been one of those days for me. And I had to listen to some ghetto rap before the show so that I needed to get pumped up.
And that's your house music, essentially?
Yeah. Well, that, and also when you walked in, I was listening to G-Unit because I was trying to get amped up. I had no energy this evening. I've just been dragging. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I spent about 6 or 7 hours today re-networking the entire studio and my home.
I know.
We were having internet problems, and my main studio computer kept dropping out. It was no longer connecting to the internet. So I just looked at Maggie and said, hey, let's go get what we need. Let's get this done, because I don't want to do a show tonight and have the entire network go offline.
On the fritz.
Yeah. So I spent pretty much the majority of the day working on that. And tech problems, it's not helping that I ate Chipotle before the show. And I keep burping.
Yeah, that'll be a lovely listening bit.
Yeah, I apologize now, Thomas, if you keep hearing burps. But I can't help it. I had extra guacamole, sour cream, cheese, black beans, and barbacoa.
Were you deliberately building an intestinal bomb? Do you want to have a bad night?
Hey, look, you know what? When I went camping, I put my body on. Yeah, I didn't eat anything.
Because you didn't want to poop, right? Naturally.
Exactly.
So now you're hog wild, just throw it all in.
Chipotle, good to go. I also added corn and pico de gallo as well, all before the show, and I downed a glass of wine, which normally I sip on wine. I actually downed an entire glass of wine, and now I'm sipping it in front of you guys just to make it not look as bad.
Right. What remnant is left.
Yeah, I got it turned. It's funny. I wonder how long we could do a show, just you and I.
Probably, I'd say at least half until we got to the news.
Am I the only one that finds it funny when Andrew and Tony try to talk and their mics are off?
Oh, I laugh all the time.
I could do an entire show where it's like, hey guys, welcome to the show, and no mics are on.
And nobody would know. That's just like, yeah, that's normal.
Yep. Well, can't you tell, Thomas, when your mic's not on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could hear it in your headphones.
Yeah. That's the point of the headphones.
I'm dumbfounded by the fact that Andrew can never tell.
I was laughing. I was not trying to contribute to the conversation.
Yeah. So
no, that's not it.
Do you like Chipotle, Andrew? Are you a Chipotle guy? Do you like big old burritos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bigger the burrito, the better.
I bet you do. Big old fat girthy burrito spilling out with cream.
I like that I can go to Chipotle, get one burrito, and have 2 different meals.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord. All right. So, yeah. So anyways, getting back to my tech issues, everybody knows that I don't know a person on this planet that enjoys having to deal with tech issues of any type, whether you're trying to hook up your new surround system, your television, your direct TV. And as technology advances, you would think things would get easier, but that's not the case.
No. It just gets worse.
It gets more difficult and more difficult.
Yeah.
And what sucks is there's no formal education. I know I sound really old right now because I do pretty damn well with technology. That's all, my entire life is that. In terms of work, my personal life, my hobbies, but you have to basically take the time out to learn something new every time something is released that you have to hook up to your home.
At least every couple months, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I had to do all types of different things today to get the network working. I had to redo the modem. I had to do like IP config, Tony? You know that stuff. Yeah. Like all those, just like behind the scenes bullshit that takes up your life and you forget how to do it because I'm not an IT specialist. I don't have a checklist,
You're not.
Thomas. I don't have a checklist that says, hey, do this, do this, do this.
You might want to keep one at this rate.
I think I'm going to.
Yeah,
because I wasted a lot of time. And then I found out the reason why I was having so many issues connecting everything in the studio, because we have 5 computers plus tablets, a Chromecast, and then my iPhone and iPad, and none of them were connecting. And I realized I put access control on, meaning I downloaded an app, which is pretty cool. I thought the app was a neat way to kind of monitor everything that's going through my network.
Okay.
Well, I put access control on that, which means I have to approve manually every single item, and I didn't realize that. So I spent 2.5 hours trying to connect my iPhone and PS4
to the network,
not realizing that I downloaded an app and put a password on. Yeah. So once I figured that out, everything was downhill.
Downhill worse or downhill easier?
No, uphill. Uphill's bad. Downhill's good, right?
All right.
Wait, uphill. What's worse?
It depends on how you're saying it, but you were saying it was in ease. It was all downhill.
Let's work through this. Let's figure this out on the air. Let's get. This is Biff Tannen sayings 101 because he always says things wrong, and so do I. So let's do. It was an uphill battle.
Correct.
You don't say it's a downhill battle.
No, but you would say if something's negative from here on, it's all downhill from here.
Well, because shit rolls downhill.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
You don't want to be downstream of Andrew, right?
No.
Why not?
So there's certain times when you can say uphill or downhill, right?
Correct.
Okay. So did I use it correctly when I said...
We'll have to assess the tapes.
Okay. When I said it was all downhill from there.
Correct.
You know, that does sound kind of negative, though, doesn't it?
But you meant it was easy.
Easier.
From then on.
So why don't I just say, if I'm not smart enough to use analogies and sayings, how about I just
It would have been easier had you just said it was easier.
Yeah. We would have also lost a good 45 seconds of the show.
And probably a couple listeners from just that.
All right.
I think we found a new Does Thomas Know segment.
No.
All right.
Leave the ideas to me.
All right. You are the bus driver.
Yeah. Tony is back in studio. Tony, hello.
Hello.
Glad to have you back. It does feel like something's missing when he's not here, even though...
Violent outbursts.
That's usually what it is, Thomas, because I felt like the show went by pretty smooth last week without him, but then I'm listening, I'm like, yeah, there's the little Tony chuckle, the evil chuckle. You know, that thing that he just did? He does that a lot.
Odd approval hum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So... Yeah. It's good to have Tony back. Now, are you having sex on the mic now?
I think he is.
Yeah.
Oh, don't.
Now he's speaking a different language.
Yeah.
Reverting back to his native tongue.
Yes. Yeah.
So, Tony, I noticed that I think everybody knows what's going to happen to Tony's Facebook when he hasn't been on the show for a couple weeks. And sure enough, it happened this weekend. Tony lost what? How many? Hold on, Tony. Look, this also happens. He jumps the gun.
Yep.
Tony.
Yes.
He wasn't ready.
You lost about a half a dozen friends this past weekend?
I lost count. I don't really keep count of that sort of stuff. I just noticed that, number went down, which is fine.
My feed is less cluttered.
Yeah. You know, like...
You were very aggressive, and it wasn't the usual, hey, this is how it is, because you usually are very...
Matter of fact.
Yes, that's the word. Matter of fact. And you were very aggressive. You flat out said F somebody in particular, which was very surprising because I always figured you were very pro.
Yes, I want to apologize to Andrew.
So stupid.
I accept your apology.
No, I mean, it was more or less like a matter of fact, sort of like, am I seeing something, you know, like that no one else is noticing, you know, like, or... You know,
believe me, you're not.
Is there like a loss of priorities all of a sudden? You know, like
look at you.
You know, so you know that's why
Tony's getting amped and ready to run for president. 2020.
If we start now, we have a chance.
But at the rate that we're going, we may not have much to be president over.
That's true. Now you were very belligerent about priorities, and that's the wrong word. You were very outspoken. That's a better word. Very outspoken about priorities. And what priorities are those, Tony? Like, what do you feel should be the priority? Because you were kind of going on a tirade against Trump, and usually that's not your forte. That's not what you do.
No, it's just more or less just like a reality check. A reality check. I mean, you know, given, you know, the last 48, 72 hours, I mean, there's North Korea.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or North. Some people call it North.
Yeah, North Korea, home of...
I've never heard of North.
North, Is
that from... Yeah, is that the planet Andrew's from?
That's a Southern Filipino translation there,
I thought it was the bizarro realm that North Korea came from.
All I know, it's
the realm where they get everything right.
I know, it's...
Kim Jong-un of North Korea is actually tall. He's slender. He's buff. He's good looking. They can actually create real weapons that work. Not,
he's a humanitarian.
It literally took them 40 years to cross the ocean with a missile, and they finally done it, and now they're, successful. So in North Korea, they're very successful.
I know, it's a place where, bad haircuts go, where, Asians, it makes us Asians look very bad, which is why we don't really look too kindly onto the North Koreans. and there's also can
you hashtag North Koreans, please? Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, you know how to spell that, right, Andrew?
N-O-R. Do you know how to spell it?
It's a made up word, so I hope I think any choice of spelling.
N-O-R-F-Q.
But that's just the top of the list,
How do you, Thomas, how do you spell that?
N-O-R-F-Q.
Yeah, you know what? Go to hashtag that one as well.
Yeah. But there's that, and there's also DACA. There's
it's like the last 4 months of political news has just kind of come to Tony.
It's not hitting me. There's
and then of course 9/11 happened. World War II and Pearl Harbor.
This Hitler guy's got some funny ideas.
I know.
That's just my assumption and observation.
Oh man, I'm gonna die. That burrito's coming up.
Tony's gonna violate me or something.
Moving on.
So, anyways, I actually agree for the most part with Tony's rantings. I just find it funny because I stalk Tony's Facebook page when it's been more than 14 to 20 days when he's made an appearance on Rain Man.
Because like a rare Pokemon, he's going to show up.
I know it, and I'm waiting. I subscribe to his feed, so I get the notification. Tony has posted. And I run over there and I look immediately. I stop everything and I start reading because what's going to happen. But however, there is some validity to Tony's comments. I don't know if I agree with all of it. Very aggressive. However, this whole NFL fiasco. Quite frankly, it's ridiculous. It's nonsense. And I'm saying this from both sides. Both, Trump wanting to enact his dictator type grasp over the NFL, telling them that they need to do this. And I'm like, come on, Trump. Guess what? When you don't bring attention to something, chances are they'll do it. That doesn't make sense. I'm not on fire today. I'm worse than North Korea. No, I'm saying usually if you don't want something to be brought to attention or made a big deal, you just look the other way. Yeah. Right? And by Trump getting so passionately involved this weekend, all it did was turn the tide on him.
Yeah.
NFL players who probably wouldn't. We had the goofy-looking Colin Kirkpatrick do the entire thing last year. Nobody.
Colin Kirkpatrick?
What's his name?
Kaepernick?
Oh, Kaepernick. Wait, Copernicus? Is this the fuck-up show? What's his name? Colin Kirkpatrick?
Kaepernick.
Oh, Kaepernick. Who's Kirkpatrick?
Nobody. He lives in North Korea.
So you had this Colin dude, Kaepernick. Nobody was backing him up.
No.
It was just him doing his thing. He's not even hireable anymore, even though he's not in his prime, but he could still easily work. No one's bringing him on. He just created this controversy, and then Trump decided to make it an issue when it really wasn't an issue.
Especially one that I don't believe concerns him that much. He's got bigger issues.
Exactly. And that's where Tony's messages come in. There are far worse issues going on right now. We do have North Korea to worry about. We have Puerto Rico, who, according to reports, is the Walking Dead set for season 9. People are dead. The homes are leveled, and no one's talking about Puerto Rico.
Everyone cared about Texas.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Puerto Rico, even though that's a territory.
So there's a lot of things that the president should probably put his focus on and not worry so much about the NFL. And No.
Football. I got to watch football.
Yeah.
This bothers me.
Yeah.
I better tweet about it.
And another thing is that, I mean, okay. The NFL, when you're an NFL player, Thomas, you're essentially bagging groceries. Okay. For Smitty's. What's the grocery stores out here? Fry's
and Safeway.
We'll go with Safeway.
Okay.
When you're working for the NFL and you put that jersey on and that helmet, you're essentially bagging groceries for Safeway Food and Drug. You're hired to play a game. You're not being hired to politically protest. And that is within their right to do that on Twitter, on Facebook, anywhere they want. And the kneeling thing, I don't give two shits if they're kneeling. But the fact that it's an act of protest, it shouldn't be done in the workplace. Could you go to your job tomorrow and decide to start politically protesting whatever you feel like and hope to have a job the next day? There isn't an office job in this country that you could do that. And that's my annoyance with the NFL side. It's like, hey guys, you know what? Go to work. That's it. Go to work. You're being paid to do a job. And why are these NFL players allowed to politically protest? Just like they're not allowed to throw gang signs.
They're not allowed to wear pink.
They're not allowed to represent certain things. There's a lot of things they can't say. They fine them for words. They fine them for celebrate. They fine them for spiking the ball.
Yeah, which is stupid.
Okay, so there's all these rules, but it's okay to politically protest. That's my annoyance with that side. Just get to work, NFL. Come on. If you want to protest police brutality, which is what the entire point of the kneeling is for, by the way, has nothing to do with the flag.
No.
But it turned it into the respect of our military.
Because it changes everything.
It's about police brutality. And to be honest, the Colin dude didn't even know what he was protesting about because every time he said something, he made no sense. He said at one point it had to do with President Obama and Hillary Clinton. And he threw everybody under the bus.
Just general
the way the
dissent.
Governments ran and how they have no care for the impoverished people, police brutality. It was all of it. It wasn't just police brutality.
Right.
No one ever reports on the other stuff about Hillary Clinton, his dislike for Hillary, his dislike for Obama. It was all those things. But that was kind of the source of it when Colin Kaepernick started doing it. Now it's turned into this defiance towards Trump. I mean, talk about a narcissistic president. A dude that has managed to take something that had nothing to do with him and turn it into defiance towards him. That's all it's about. It has nothing to do with the support of the military, has nothing to do with police brutality at this point now, has to do with defiance to the president of the United States.
Yeah.
All because he's a blowhard. He created this entire thing.
Yeah. It's a joke.
Yeah. It's a non-political thing. Just do your job.
There's too much of that shit.
I expect Thomas to come in here and kneel.
Am I kneel? What am I protesting now?
I don't know. Gay sex? Oh, wait.
Is he for it or?
Wait,
who knows anymore?
Is that something you want, Andrew? Like he said that with like some definite curiosity.
He's watching the petition. Is what he's watching.
I signed that petition too.
Oh yes, yes. Bobby did something over this past couple of days. I don't know. He didn't say anything. Didn't mention it to me at all. But I guess it has something to do with the whole Wonder Woman thing. That's another just bullshit, social politics consuming social media. But apparently there's a Wonder Woman petition.
There's a petition to make Wonder Woman bisexual, I guess, in canon. And Tony posted it, and I kind of went off on...
Oh, you did? I didn't see your post.
Yeah.
Is that why Bobby did it? Oh, okay. So you went off on it.
I went off on it because I found it to be kind of silly, because I feel like if you want representation in characters, I totally understand that.
Right.
But wanting to change all these characters all the time to fit something different, it just bothers me, because so much of it is we have to put labels on everything. In a society that hates labels, please label this for me. And I find it silly when a hero is just that. They're a hero. It doesn't matter what sex they are, what gender they are. You should look at them for what they've done and how that inspires you to be different, regardless.
I wouldn't mind seeing a bisexual Wonder Woman, though. Let's be honest.
But I just kind of went off on that. Like, you should look at them for being a hero, not for what color their skin is or who they represent in that realm. They're
There's-
supposed to represent all of us.
There's
And then Bobby
definitely
went off.
there's definitely an issue in terms of representation. Everybody feels like they must be represented in everything. I need to be represented in this movie. I need to be represented in this TV show. I need to be represented in this music. I need to be represented in this sport. That's never going to happen. You're never going to have a gay dude, a Mexican dude, a black guy. Unless it's a bullshit TV show on the CW where they can manage to put everybody in one shitty show.
And that was the thing is, I was saying you shouldn't have to be a woman or bisexual to identify with Wonder Woman. I think she's a great hero. She's one of my favorite superheroes, and I'm a heterosexual dude.
Yeah.
Well, until the petition passes, apparently.
You're heterosexual right now. However,
Right now,
if this petition passes, which is a real thing that he did. You will have to become bisexual.
Right.
Now, Bobby went to change.org and created, that's the go-to place for petitions, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. He went there and started a petition to turn Thomas Cowley on the Rain Man show to bisexual.
Yep. And it's got some signatures.
It does. Can someone send me the link in Hip Chat? Because I don't have it anywhere, and I'm completely
unprepared
today. Completely.
I have it.
I have the burrito in my throat still. I'm worn out from tech support problems.
There you go.
Okay, you sent it. Who sent it?
I did as well.
Why'd you send it twice?
I sent one and he then did it after me because I already had it up because I was on Invasion
all right.
Force.
So I'm clicking on this. It is change.org. Make Thomas Cowley bisexual. We only have 11 supporters.
Out of 100, yes.
Oh, come on. We could get more than that. Here, you know what, Andrew, right now, tweet this out.
It's already out.
Post it on Facebook, Invasion Force as well. Again.
I can do that.
Because if we get 100 signatures, I'm going to demand that Thomas does a bisexual act live on the air.
Well, no, hear him out. Because it's bisexual.
All right, don't laugh. Who laughed in the mic?
I probably did.
All right. He was way too giddy and excited for that.
I know. That was really quick to jump to that.
Way too excited.
Honey dick.
So if we can get 100 signatures, I will do a video cast free out to everybody, and we will have that show completely recorded, and I will demand that Thomas Cowley does a bisexual act.
How do we determine that act?
It could be anything, and we're going to start taking ideas now. So not only
we need a unit of measurement.
Yeah. And inches. Not only are we going to try to get this thing signed to 100 signatures, once we get those 100 signatures, I also want, at the same time, I want people to start tweeting and posting what you want Thomas to do once we hit 100.
Are we going to have a hashtag so that we can track all that?
Maybe
or are you just going to have it all on yours?
Thomas Cowley bisexual. We need to think, what's a nice short hashtag?
I don't know if it's taken.
How about make TC bisex?
TCB.
How about make TC bi? There we go. Make TC bi. That's the hashtag. Hashtag make TC bi.
There we go.
And start giving us ideas, both on Facebook, on our Rain Man Digital Facebook page, Rain Man Invasion Force, as well as Twitter. Tweet at Rain Man Digital. Hashtag make TC bi. And then give us what you want. In fact, let's start in this room.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. Let's start with the non-obvious first. Let's start with Tony. Hashtag make TC bi. What do you want Thomas to do that's bisexual once we hit 100 signatures? Go.
Let's have him frolic in wine country, eating cheese with Andrew.
Oh,
picnic.
I like how you can tell how masculine Tony is because frolicking in wine country is like
that's what bisexuals do.
That's a weekend thing for me.
I want Thomas to walk hand in hand with Andrew with a picnic basket with wine and cheese.
A wicker picnic basket.
And both Andrew and Thomas should be wearing matching pastel polos.
Oh, God.
I'll bring the picnic basket. I got a little set that's got a whole cutlery.
The ball is
thing.
rolling.
He has
The ball
cutlery
is
already
rolling.
ready.
It comes with wine glasses and 2 spots for bottles. Plus, I do my cheese thing. Yeah.
And it's got to be matching pastel polos.
Just come in my butt.
Well, okay.
Andrew,
All right,
you
that's
already.
what we're starting with.
Hold on, Andrew. You already have the picnic basket that Tony is describing.
I have a very
What man,
large
unless
picnic
he's
set.
from a romance novel, has a true
A
picnic
Nicholas Sparks
basket?
novel.
Yeah. Jesus.
I'm a
Andrew.
hopeless romantic, man.
You see, I just
You're
thought
a
of that
hopeless
and
gay.
immediately, but I mean, immediately Andrew steps up and
Just
says,
come in my
"Yes,
butt."
I have the picnic basket. I have the cheese. I have the wine."
It's just one less thing that we have to prepare for. All right, I'm a Boy Scout. If somebody wants to go on a picnic, I'm prepared for that picnic.
Hey, very good. Are you prepared also for
Did
the
the Boy
pastel
Scouts teach you a
polos?
lot?
I
things?
have pastel polos in my
There you
in my
go.
drawer
There you go.
for Easter.
All right.
Wait,
Right.
Andrew, were you a Boy Scout?
Yeah, I'm an Eagle Scout.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So
Doesn't
you,
it?
so you have the shorts that go like just above the knee.
Yeah,
We need to find shorts for Thomas also.
the slack
Oh,
shorts.
God.
Okay, all right. We gotta. This is like a TV show. Tony's writing.
I know.
But we need to streamline it down to a 6 to 7 word pitch. So Tony, streamline it down. You want Thomas to go on a date essentially with Andrew.
Picnic basket,
with a picnic
wine and cheese.
basket.
Yes.
Okay, all right, done. That's his deal. That's your deal that you want him to do. Andrew, what do you want Thomas to do once we eat? Man, I am just not on it tonight. What do you want Thomas to do that's bisexual once we reach 100 signatures?
I would like Thomas for his bisexual act to take his lovely Just girlfriend. come in my butt. To take his lovely girlfriend back up to Bear Country with a whole bunch of edibles.
How is that bisexual?
That
Because
sounds like a date.
bisexual
I get. I
is
don't know what.
both men and women.
Oh, so
He's
you
throwing you a curve.
Andrew, just
I want him to have a good time. All right.
are you gonna be in the closet
I
too,
think
like
he's gonna be in
watching?
the closet then.
Are you gonna make sure Randy cuckolds them or
The
what?
second half of that was going to be, and then she'll call me, and I'll show up.
I
to the
want you
hotel.
guys to pretend that you can't see me, but I'll be peeking out.
My penis will be sticking out of. It'll be peeking through the closet door. Just in the shadows. Just come in my butt.
Wow, Thomas.
You opened it to invites.
Yep.
I was gonna skip
You
past the
started it.
petition,
You
Thomas,
started
and
it.
you brought it up. I was just gonna go right past
I
it.
did make that mistake.
Yeah. All right. So what I want you to do is what I want you to do is very simple.
Okay.
Very, very simple. We can do it in the studio. If we reach 100 signatures on the Make Thomas Cowley Bisexual Change.org petition, all I want you to do is lean in close to Andrew,
Oh Jesus.
grab his left ass cheek really tight, and lick his earlobe. That's it.
Oh Jesus.
so proud
That's
of that.
probably the worst.
That's despicable.
How is that one? Despicable. Andrew, would you, for the show though, would you allow it?
I have been told that my butt cheeks are very feminine. So
That's a yes. That's a yes. If you
Andrew.
ever
I love
needed a yes.
how Tony and I are making sure that Thomas is going to have a good time and breathe life back into himself. And you're like, you're going to lick Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he runs the show.
When have you guys learned? Have you guys not learned yet that I
No.
whore everybody out on this network in some way?
They have not.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm the slave master, goddammit.
Oh, all right.
So Andrew.
Yeah.
Once again, will you allow, because I don't want him to assault you. That's one thing I won't do on the show. I will whore you out only if you're willing.
Can he just?
I think of yourselves as, you know, that girl that just comes off the bus stop in LA and she doesn't have a lot of money back in the 60s or 70s, and she sees herself a nice young stud of a black man across the street. These are the old days, guys, the 70s and 60s, the days of pimping. And he treats her right, takes her out to to breakfast, the Denny's, gets her coffee and a Grand Slam, and he tells her he's going to make her a star. And she feels comfortable, and he slowly woos her. I'm not condoning this type of action. I'm just saying that's what I'm like. I'm not condoning it. It's not for everybody. But I'm saying,
hypothetically.
But essentially, I'm the black stud of a man hanging out across the street trying to whore you guys out, making you guys feel comfortable.
And each of us on the show is that girl that got off the bus in the wrong part of town.
Hey, the Rain Man Show will be right back.
It's because of my fist.
Good story.
Thrown like a star in my vast sleep, I opened my eyes to take a peek, to find that I was by the sea.
Have you ever wanted something so bad that you do just about anything for it? Well, that's exactly how we feel about you. That's right. AdamandEve.com wants you so bad. We're giving you 10 free gifts with your first order. You heard me right. That's 10 free gifts to spice up your love life. First, you'll get a sexy surprise for her. Second, an adventurous toy for him. And third, a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, you'll get 6 full-length adult movies on DVD. And number 10, free shipping on your entire order. That's 10 free gifts for you shy types who've never tried Adam and Eve before. Just go to AdamandEve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy, a sexy piece of lingerie, or anything you desire. Just enter offer code DEAL30 at checkout, and you'll get all 10 free gifts, including free shipping. That's offer code DEAL30. That's DEAL30 at AdamandEve.com.
All right, patreon.com/RainManDigital. Get more Rain Man Show.
All in your face.
Yeah. Head over to patreon.com/RainManDigital and get up to 2 to 3 additional Rain Man shows every single month. We're going to be one shy this month. One shy this month due to the fact that the network was on vacation, but we will make up for it.
Normally it won't be. That won't make up for it.
We usually make up for it. If we miss a show, we make up for it someplace, somewhere.
Plus,
somehow.
Plus, there's additional shows that they can get depending on the tier, including Supernatural: The Crossroads,
That's
From
right.
the Hollow Deck, Hangover Betty, and Comic Book Chaos.
That's right. Thank you. Head over to patreon.com/RainManDigital.
It's the Rain Man Show with Michael Flores.
So, Thomas, I was just going through our social media feed and noticed that Andrew hasn't been posting things as much. Now,
Oh, shit. Happening to me.
yeah, well, at least you knew. At least you knew your mic wasn't on.
This is true.
Andrew, are you confused with the idea of social media posting?
I am not. No.
Okay, because you do realize that you have access to the RM Channel 001 Facebook page.
I do.
And I went through it because I don't really monitor that page because it's not very relevant, but I was trying to make it relevant this weekend. And you don't ever post on there at all. Like,
I think so. In the application that I use, it's hidden below.
Okay.
And I think it might be an out of sight, out of mind. Sort of
Okay,
thing.
well,
so
start
that is
posting.
entirely my bad.
Start posting there too. I mean, it's very easy. It's a simple click.
Yeah.
And you post the images as well there, and it goes then. And later I can post and edit those to put the on-demand feed so I can start building up that page a bit.
Yes, sir.
Please do that.
I can do that.
I mean, the Invasion Force has... are you posting to Twitter at least?
I am. Yes, I am posting.
Are you? Let me look. Let me see here.
I'm posting to the Rain Man Digital Twitter, as well as the RM001.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
director.
people have to now listen to me having a coaching session about social media.
It's part of the behind the scenes, right?
Okay,
As
so
if
you
it was
are
a meeting.
You are posting on Twitter.
Yes.
So just also post on Facebook. It's very easy.
Yeah.
Just click. It's as simple as clicking a button.
Yep. It was out of sight, out of mind, and that is entirely my bad.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Very happy with that. All right. So Twitter plans to extend their 140 characters limit, 140 characters or less limit.
Oh, God.
They are now rolling out a beta test of a new and approved Twitter post, which is 280 characters. So let's see what happens with that.
Why?
What do you think people are going to do? Are they going to use those extra
No.
140? 280 divided by 2. Yeah, it's 140. Yeah, so it's double. 140 characters. Are they going to use that wisely, or are you thinking they're going to use it to continue to
no.
bitch?
It'll be
and rant even longer. Hey, I can now bitch and rant even longer, folks.
Exactly. The only thing it might cut up or cut out would be some of those miscommunications because you can't fit everything.
Oh, yeah.
Or having to go back and forth between a chain of 87 tweets to see the whole story.
That's true.
Now it's only, 43.
This isn't the first time Twitter's considered upping their character limit. A few months ago, they were considering upping it to 10,000 characters.
Oh, what is it? Were they posting?
That's just a blog site.
Yeah, that's an actual blog. I think if they do that, they would kind of hurt their brand. I think what makes Twitter so nice to go to is that it's very simple and you can read very quick updates. That's why I unfriend or unfollow people that post those 10 continues. They'll do 1 of 27.
No.
I'm like, what are you like?
Who has time for that?
Yeah, what are you journaling on Twitter? Isn't there something called Live Journal for that?
Literally any website.
Yeah. How about you open up a blog? They're free.
It'll just allow people to continue to complain.
Can you imagine what Trump's tweets look like?
Oh my
the
God.
Iliad.
Double the enjoyment, right?
All the fun. Will there be? Oh, it already beat me to it. It's going to be toilet humor. Oh, God.
Oh, hey, guys. I'm here.
Why do you have a direct feed to this studio?
Michael,
Isn't there something that you should be doing right now, asshole?
Michael gave me a push to talk, app where I can just kind of tune right into the show.
Why are you always on the toilet?
And I'm, for one, very, very excited about this entire, 280 characters. I mean, there's so much more. Hold on a second. I'm actually,
Somebody sprayed a room.
Melania, bring me some fucking Febreze, right? All right, I'm talking to the guys on the Rain Man show. All right, so anyways, I like the 280 characters. I mean, it allows me to bitch longer. And do more presidential governing over this country.
Mr. President, don't you feel...
If I can run this country with just 140 words, imagine what I could do with the 280 characters.
Mr. President, don't you feel that you should be doing other things besides shitting and doing Twitter?
Fair enough, Thomas. Fair enough. I mean, it does give me double the characters to also go after... Oh,
gross.
Hold on. Melania just makes the best Russian dishes. Oh, man. They just come out so...
They just cut through you, don't they, sir?
They really do. I mean, I'm definitely... When I was listening to the show earlier, when Michael was talking about Chipotle, I could feel his face.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh,
Mr. President,
Mr.
President, I don't think that type of bowel movement is normal.
So, anyways, what I was saying, it's very normal. Don't make me go after you next. So, with 280 characters, I can definitely go after North Korea even more.
Yeah, well,
and it's North Korea.
Oh,
whatever.
Do you want
so
to
violent.
Officially declare war on North Korea at that point? I mean,
why don't
you'll
you just
have
get it over
you'll
with?
have the ability.
Oh, for God's sakes, man.
Listen, if people only knew I governed this
Eat
country.
some fiber. For Christ's sake.
If people only knew I governed this country while taking a shit.
Christ.
Oh, man.
I hope that's something...
I really wish, he would, he needs to graduate from Twitter to, Snapchat. You imagine Trump on Snapchat.
Oh, my God, that'd be the best thing ever.
Oh, he's a reality show, isn't he? He's not the president of the United States.
No.
He really is a reality show.
Yeah. He really is.
Yeah. It's sad that he's the president and makes it a little scary, but I don't know. I wasn't so... what are we talking about Trump for?
Yeah.
Because it's all that there is.
Let's get into fun stuff. Like witch doctors sacrificing children in a drought-stricken Africa.
Yeah.
Isn't that normal?
You took a turn there.
Yeah. That's more... I think Trump might want to use this... Shut up. I'm not going to go back to Trump. I was about to go back to it. No. All right. So witch doctors are sacrificing children in this drought-stricken African country. That's appalling. Uganda, Jacqueline Makuza sobbed as she described how her 8-year-old son was found in a nearby swamp in February without teeth, lips, ears, and genitals. Holy. My innocent son died a painful death, said Makisa, 28. How could somebody intend to murder my son? A motorcyclist offered John Lubega a lift as he walked back from school, according to fellow students who saw him last. His remains suggest he was slowly killed as part of a human sacrifice ritual performed by witch doctors, apparently to appease the spirits, said Makisa, who filed a police report. No arrest has been made so far. In this landlocked country whose diverse landscape includes the snow-capped Rwenzori Mountains. Am I saying that correct?
Probably not.
Rwenzori? I don't know.
That's what I said, Rwenzori.
Pretty
Mountains.
close.
Yeah.
We're not going to get any better.
Yeah, immense Lake Victoria. Many believe sacrificial rituals can bring quick wealth and health. Guess what? If you're still living in Uganda, it's not working! You're still living in impoverished homes, witch doctors. You're eating chicken heads and putting chicken feet and children's ears and genitals in a pot of stew. Guess what? It's not working. Otherwise, you'd be living in the lap of luxury on Rodeo Drive in Los Angeles.
God, that's messed up, dude. That sounds like the True Detective season 1 shit.
Thomas, just listen to this. They believe sacrificial rituals can bring quick wealth and health. When do they finally realize that, hey, the wealth isn't happening? We're still living in a shit pile.
Yeah, you would think that would click
after like
sooner than later.
After like the 15th child,
this doesn't seem to be
mutilated.
working.
Yeah. Among those rituals, human sacrifice, especially of children, occurs frequently, despite the government's efforts to stop it. Why are we not getting involved in this? You talk about priorities. Going back to Tony.
Yeah.
We are so involved in everyone's business, this country.
And yet not things that matter.
And and people never like when I post stuff. I've posted stuff about Africa and Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, but it doesn't fit the narrative of so many people. So they get mad and ignore it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, we're so consumed by what Russia is doing and so consumed by North Korea and all these other places. And the fact that we have so much interest in, and I get it, it's because of the interest that we have in the Middle East and the oil, amongst other things. But if we truly cared like we try to pretend we do when we get involved in liberating people like the Arab Spring, when we got involved and we helped kill Gaddafi, but we don't get involved in these types of things. Why are we not hearing about these types of things on the news? Why are we not sending troops to the Blood Diamond Caves? Why are we not saving children from Ugandan witch doctors? Because the government really doesn't care.
Yeah. There's not even a hashtag campaign for this?
What is there for us to steal in Uganda?
The hashtag is make TC bisex. That's the hashtag, Tom.
You can steal the lives of those witch doctors because they don't deserve them anymore.
Yeah, but like they don't have oil.
We prop ourselves up as the world police, that we are about liberty and justice, but we really aren't. We're about how we can make more money and have a better stronghold over what country, because they may destabilize our own wealth.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's what we are consumed by, our government. We're not about truth, justice, and saving people. We're not. We're essentially bounty hunters. We're bounty hunters. Mm-hmm. If there's a price tag attached,
then we're going to try and get it.
Then guess what? We will help you. But that's why we don't ever get involved in Africa.
No. It reminds me of a line from the movie that nobody cares about, Sahara. But when the dictator's talking to him about all the shit that he's doing, he says it a couple times throughout the movie, nobody cares about Africa.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want here.
It's true.
It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah. It is. It's a shame that we don't. And I'm not saying that we should get involved in everybody's business. I'm just trying to prove a point here that we're not really about truth, justice, and the American way.
But we had that whole Live Aid festival where we helped Africa back in '85. That was helpful, wasn't it?
Now, Andrew, you mentioned off air when you saw this article, you mentioned that you had gone to a witch doctor festival.
I did not go to a witch doctor festival.
Did you sacrifice children?
I went to a sacrificial festival over the weekend.
How is that better?
Isn't that basically Wicker Man, or what's it called? Not Wicker Man, Burning Man.
Burning.
Well, both.
Burning Man's symbolic release of your burdens. What I went to is a House Blunt Festival, which isn't.
Hold on. Did you just try to bring intelligence to Burning Man?
That is what Burning Man was started as. Yes.
He's trying
Which
to
was
bring
why when
logic.
you guys had talked about it 2-3 weeks ago, I was like, I need to talk about this because I know this.
Okay, go
But
ahead.
anyway.
You know about pseudo-intellectual wannabes?
Correct.
Yeah.
Or yuppies, as we call them.
No, we call them pseudo-wannabe intellectuals. Go ahead.
So over this weekend, I went to a House Blunt Festival, which is an autumn sacrifice.
Mhm.
It is a Norse tradition mentioned in the.
Did you say North?
In the Norse tradition. No, it's an old Nordic thing that Vikings and stuff used to do to bring
What do you
in.
sacrifice?
So it's.
Are you at liberty to speak
Listen, if
about
you're
this?
not sacrificing or at least stripping down a nice of-age virgin broad, then I don't want to hear about it.
No, there was symbolic sacrifices, but we did not actually sacrifice anything. Traditionally, you're supposed to sacrifice a goat, sheep, or other sort of livestock animal to take food away from yourself to give it to the earth and your ancestors.
Oh, Andrew, why do you get involved in stuff like that?
Because it's fun.
No.
He's representing Rain Man at these events, Mike.
I got so
please
drunk
don't.
off of mead over the
Okay.
weekend. It was awesome.
Hold on a second. Let's not get off topic here. Why do you go to events like that?
One of my friends is Wiccan. She's a real good friend, and we just like to support her in the things that she do. Plus, being exposed to
But
different
why is
religions.
it fun? Why is going to a pagan festival fun? Can you explain to me what is fun? Give me a list of 5 things that is exciting about going to a pagan festival if it doesn't involve sex. Now, give me a pagan festival that involves having sex with countless people, then I could say, Andrew, good for you. That's a fun event that I can get behind. But you're going to a festival where you look at sheep and goats.
So, in the sex portion of that, the last pagan festival that we went to, it was a spring fertility festival where everybody was naked. And
Okay.
it was fucking cool.
Were they hot, though?
No.
Yeah.
Not the point.
You
Point
gotta
being
start somewhere, Mike.
is everybody. Well, I mean, there were some good-looking people, of course, but then, of course, there were the whale tails. But
Were you naked?
I was not. I had my boxers or my panties.
Was your
Didn't commit.
Did you your panties?
No, my pants.
Oh. What about
Boxers
your
or
girlfriend? Was she naked?
No, she was not.
So people are allowed to show up and not be naked then?
Yes.
Were you guys the weird ones?
No, because we were participating in so that particular one. It was
Can you just see Andrew and his like pasty white ass walking around naked at a pagan festival? All the gay like witches are like, what are they, sorcerers or witches? Can males be witches?
I think you're a warlock then, right?
A warlock.
Yes, you are.
Because all my witch knowledge comes from Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings.
Those 2 accredited sources.
Yeah. If a definition has not been presented in one of those 2 films, then I don't have any idea.
Were you wearing a mask?
I was not wearing a mask, but I was in charge of body paint, which was another.
Okay,
fun
so
ritual.
did you body paint some males?
I did body paint some males, but I also body painted some beautiful, beautiful women.
Did you body paint some genitals?
I did not know. It was strictly like.
Well, that's not fun.
area.
So you didn't mean body.
So it
So it's
wasn't
not.
a fruitful night for you.
So you weren't naked, there was no sex, and you didn't touch anybody's junk.
But there was goats and sheep.
No, that was this one, not the last one.
So why did you go? Is that, you still have failed. Hold on. It was give me 5 things that are fun.
Lots of beer, ale, beverages, very exotic that you may not have tried before. There's the whole ritualistic portion.
Oh man, that just works.
All right, go ahead.
There's the ritual portion.
Alcohol
Yep.
is number 1.
Alcohol's number 1.
Mhm.
There's the ritual
Now,
portion.
when you drink, what do you drink?
This last one, it was mead, so honey wine.
Okay.
And the festival before that,
Wait, what was it?
honey wine, honey dick.
It's wine made out of honey.
Where do you find these things?
So Total Wine carries mead.
No, not the god.
Wait.
Hold on.
Total Wine carries mead? I didn't know that.
Hold on a second. What kind of fucking pagans are you? You guys are like, hey guys, well, tonight we're going to get ready, sacrifice some goats. So we can have a better harvest. Make sure, Tabitha, you pick up the mead from the local Total Wine.
I wasn't asking where you bought your fucking beer.
Also,
don't forget my picnic basket.
Also, give me that cute little black skirt that we saw at Nordstrom's last weekend. Go ahead and bring that. I'm going to be wearing that during the Pagan Festival. Listen, if I'm going to a Pagan Festival, I want my mead made. I want my women wearing clothes they made, and the men made.
Yeah.
You don't go to Total Wine and celebrate a pagan festival.
When you're suburban, like upper middle class and college student, you make what you make do.
There's my point of pseudo intellectual wannabes.
Look, I go
real witches are like, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah, they don't even have any children.
Remember that movie Spawn when the demon came out? He said, "These are the idiots we bring in, and they're doing a bunch of dumb shit at the cemetery." Why are a bunch of dumb people involved in these pagan festivals? Where are the cool people? Point me in the direction of a cool... You know what? I think we have pagans that listen to this broadcast.
We do.
You know what? If you guys have real pagan festivals, no children sacrifice. I'm talking real.
Authentic.
A good comparison would be, hey, a real Mexican food restaurant made, from Mexico, opposed to Taco Bell. Because that's... Andrew's going to the Taco Bell version of a pagan festival.
Yeah, but I'm getting drunk while doing it.
You
get drunk at Taco Bell.
Did you say you're playing with dude's junk while you're doing it?
That is exactly what I said.
Are there orgies at these pagan festivals?
Yeah, Tony. Tony and I are on the same wavelength here.
There are orgy Nordic festivals, yes.
Where do you find this info? Is there a schedule?
Hold on a second.
Yes.
Hold on a second. Yeah, you can find it.
Where do I register?
Hold on. You can find it on Yelp, I'm sure. Knowing these yahoos that Andrew hangs out with. So I'm going to go ahead and review this latest pagan festival on Yelp. I was very dissatisfied with the goats and the sheep. They didn't look up to par. And the mead, it just wasn't good. There wasn't enough. We ran out really early.
There was not enough condoms to dick ratio.
Yeah.
So 9 months from now, there may be a delay.
Go ahead.
Can we register professionally to these things?
As a professional pagan?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we should have like an actual live show. Our next live show, Mike, should be at one of these festivals.
Is there a pagan equivalent to being an ordained
Hold on,
minister?
I'm writing my Yelp review right now of the pagan festival. I wasn't very happy. Give me a moment here. I got to make sure it sounds great. I'm going to give them only 1 star.
What do you think, Thomas? Maybe once
Hey, I'm trying to concentrate here. I'm trying to write my review here on Yelp. All right, go ahead.
I think that should, when you become bisexual, Thomas,
I should go to this, right?
You should probably go to this.
Yule is coming up. We could totally get you in.
Oh boy,
get that Yule log? Yeah, Yule.
See, getting back on topic here, I don't want to offend the pagans out there because I know there's some pretty damn cool festivals.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, real pagans aren't going to Burning Man or this festival that Andrew went to.
Not at all.
So it's the hipster version.
It kind of was hipster, but it was nice to feel connected to something that wasn't just traditional religious practice.
Guess what, Andrew? Paganism is traditional. It's been around.
It's the oldest of traditions, and that's the point.
Oh, that's not what you said.
It is the point.
That's not what you said. All right,
that isn't what I said. You are right. That is not what I said.
Serious?
All right, Andrew. So number one, the number one fun thing at your pagan festival was the mead that you guys buy at Total Wine.
I didn't even finish my list. You stopped me.
Hold on. That's number one. And Thomas, what does one mean?
A single item?
Yes. I haven't finished my list yet for number one. What's the number 2 fun thing at the pagan festival? Why it's so fun?
It was the ritual aspect of it.
Okay, and describe the rituals for us.
We were in this particular one, houseboat. We were standing in a circle around 2 campfires.
Now, how did you guys make your campfires? With like gasoline and a torch, probably?
They were wrought iron, portable. They were portable bonfire
pits. A real fire.
Hold on, it gets worse, Andrew. So you
plugged it in.
So you guys had DC powered fire pits.
No, it's just like it was a portable metal fire pit that you throw wood in.
It wasn't even
posers.
Yeah.
I didn't. That's what you are. You're a bunch of pagan posers.
Oh, that's not a pagan festival.
Yeah, this isn't
I was more pagan last week in the mountains.
Yeah.
You were.
Shitting with nature and making a real fire.
All you needed to be was having a naked
Mike,
orgy.
these
and
guys probably held their festival in an area where they could get reception.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They probably got their licenses done and
Right.
made sure they had all their permits filed with the police department.
I'm not getting any reception out here. Let's move closer. Jesus Christ.
This is getting worse and worse. I need to continue my Yelp review.
Yeah.
Hold on. I went over to this Pagan Festival, and I have to. Yeah, they got their mead at Total Wine, and they
It was bottom shelf too.
and the fire they had was not a traditional pagan witchery bonfire. They actually used portable electrical stoves. This is the worst pagan festival to date. Period. More to come in a moment. All right. So number 3. What else makes it so cool and so fun?
For number 4, it was
Number 3.
Number 3 was the ritual.
that was number 2.
Was that number 2?
Why
Number
don't you do
3.
Recap for us, please, quickly.
Number
Drinking,
1.
which you've done plenty
Drinking.
of tonight.
Wait, hold on. You got to do it right, Thomas. Mead from Total Wine.
Yep.
Fire pits from Home Depot.
Probably.
And number 3.
Meeting with old friends that you haven't seen in a while. We all took it as an opportunity to meet with people we haven't seen since college or for last semester. You know, trying to get everybody back into the same network.
Is it trendy, Thomas, to be like a pagan witch right now?
Yeah.
Is it a thing?
Not to my knowledge, but then again, I work a lot,
Yeah.
so I'm not out and about. I don't
Do you
I don't even know
remember-
where he finds these groups.
Do you remember in the 90s? You might not because you were very young, but in the 90s, like, witches were hot. Like, when you were a part of the pagan circle in high school, I always, like, guys were afraid of those women
Right.
in high school. And you know what I did? I followed them. I was like, oh, you are hot. They were always hot. They had pale skin, very dark hair, either red or jet black. They were very thin. They had cool nails. They were all black.
Yeah.
God bless them. Now those were the witches from the 90s. I can get behind that. Even if they did buy their fire pit from Home Depot. All right. So what else?
That's all I got.
Number 4.
Number 4.
What else was fun? You said it was really lots of fun. So far, I failed to see anything truly fun.
Mead, fire, friends, food.
What type of food? McDonald's,
There were
probably?
a lot of brownies.
Takeout?
There were like some custard brownie things. There was
They got like takeout from
They got delivery
from Taco
from
Bell.
Panera.
They had delivery.
It was a potluck thing as well, so everybody brought an entree, but it was mostly just desserts. And
right.
a lot of M&Ms.
Wow.
This sounds just like what gamers do on a Friday night.
Losers.
Yeah, this isn't dude.
This isn't real.
You know what? And you know what? If there's pagan people listening to Andrew right now that went to that festival and they
You should be
saw
ashamed
Andrew
of
there,
yourself.
please, you know what? We're not making fun of you. We're making fun of Andrew because he's painting your festival in a terrible
Tell us
light.
what really happened while
Yeah.
he had a Saturday night with Netflix and a pizza.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he did.
I got drunk. I ate food. There were M&Ms. My friends were there.
We got alcohol. We got alcohol from Total Wine,
That's exactly what that is.
and we had lava lamps from Home Depot.
It's all about
I want to know the real thing,
it's all about the ritual, man.
where it takes
was
like
fun.
4 days on a kayak through the woods, and you're not allowed to wear clothes, and the beer mead has bugs in it, and that there's mushrooms. That's what I expect.
I am the mushroom guy.
God damn.
All right, let me finish my Yelp review. Okay.
Continue. Yeah, it's page 2 of this thing.
All right, so I went to the festival, and as I said before, I had mead from Total Wine, alcohol from Total Wine. They had fire pits from Home Depot. There were some skanky, smelly friends there, I guess. People, they all called us friends, but I don't know who they were. Number 4, you know what? They were handing out M&Ms. When I went to festivals in the past, there was a feast, there was meat, something to celebrate the harvest. There was grains. No, we had M&Ms and brownies. And we got high. We didn't even make our own. Don't witches make their own stuff too? Like their own versions of drugs, of hallucinogenics? I could be wrong.
I don't know. That sounds some
So
hardcore shit.
they're just making marijuana.
Again, it's Saturday night.
Yeah.
What were their names? What were their names?
What was the name
What
of this
was the
thing?
names? No,
Of the people?
I wanted to name some names of these people. Do they have witch names at least? Am I stereotyping witches?
You might be at this
No,
point.
they were-
Was there like the illustrious Madame Mim?
Nah.
Was there like, what are other good witch names? Gandalf the Grey? See, if I was a
The
pagan
one from the West?
Thomas, if we were pagans, we would go full on
Dude.
nerd about it. I'd be like dressed up as Gandalf.
Yeah.
I'd be wearing a wizard hat. I'd have walk around the staff like
we
that
need-
woman in the news last
need our
week that was
pagan-
fighting the hurricanes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be me.
We need any pagan listeners to clarify this for us.
Yeah,
'Cause
please.
Andrew has painted a terrible picture. If it was a jigsaw puzzle, it's 2 pieces,
Yeah.
not 500 pieces, because the rest are fucking missing. Can't even count to 5.
2 pieces and they don't even match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of religion, paganism, and Christianity, we did get a tweet this past week from a listener of the show, one named Tabitha Bahiti, I believe, and I have not had a chance to respond to her. I apologize if you're listening. I was not ignoring you. I was not upset by your opinion. However, she did voice an opinion saying that, you know what, I'm going to read it word for word. All right. And it was a private message, so forgive me if
It takes just a minute to get it going.
or if you don't want me to reading it, because I'm about to.
Oh, shit.
Hold on a second. I'm having tech problems. I think I'm going to have to cut some of you guys off the internet.
Are we dragging it down?
I found out that Andrew signs in with his computer and his iPhone and his iPad. Everything. Okay, here we go. Tabitha Bahiti Tyree writes, "Hey guys, just listening to your latest on-demand episode. Yep, you do have at least one Christian fan." And she writes like a little smiley. Usually you guys seem pretty knowledgeable about things when you are talking about those with fringe views versus normal people, but this show, it seemed like you might actually think that a majority of Christians think the same way as the crazy hurricane lady or Kirk Cameron. I hope that's not true. In fact, all the Christians I know detest people like that. Just wanted you to know, love the show, always look forward to the new episodes. And I did want to address that because if we did come off a little full hot on Christians, that wasn't the point.
Right.
I mean, I'm from a religious family. I'm the only one in my family that doesn't go to church and is not religious. So I have respect for faith. My
family's the same.
Yeah, I just don't have respect for blowhard morons. And that's who I was making fun of.
Yeah, the ones who think you can move a hurricane with a stick.
You can't do that?
No, you can't. You need 2 sticks.
Oh.
Yeah, only a true warlock would know.
You know what? Please don't even try to give us you have no clout, no bearing at all in paganism. Yeah, I hope they kick you out. It's time for news.
I ate a bunch of cum. It's common knowledge. Just cum in my butt.
Oh, jeez.
And now it's time for news with Andrew.
Unfortunately, it is about Donald Trump today. I know, I'm
Can
sorry.
we just skip that one? I don't even care what it's about.
Well, no, I want to hear it.
God damn
Trump
it.
urges NFL to ban players kneeling during the national anthem. U.S. President Donald Trump ramped up his fight with the National Football League on Tuesday, calling on the league to ban players from kneeling in protest at games while the national anthem is played.
Ugh.
You okay there?
Almost died from the
Meanwhile,
Chipotle.
there goes another missile headed over Japan.
Yeah.
The NFL has all sorts of rules and regulations. The only way out for them is to set a rule that you can't kneel during our national anthem, Trump wrote on Twitter. For the 5th straight day, the president denounced the symbolic gesture, which has been adopted by some black players in the last year to protest against racial disparities in the criminal justice system.
Listen, I can appreciate Donald Trump's original idea or goal with Twitter. His idea or his plan was to bypass the media that wasn't reporting fondly of him, right? I'm not saying that's truth or factual. I'm saying that's what his idea was. That's why he decided to use Twitter, is to bypass the media that he felt was biased. So I'm like, all right, yeah, you know what? Use Twitter to talk and express your opinions. Don't quote presidential policy, please, on Twitter.
Right.
Don't write government policy. Don't even put your ideas on.
Not a good idea.
That's not what you do. But if you want to take the fight to someone, let's say, because you weren't truly confident in the media to relay it right or correctly, I can get behind that. But now he is going head to head with individuals that he really shouldn't do as the president. I mean, if you remember, I disliked Obama at the beginning of his
I remember very well.
At the beginning of his run as president. His first term, I was not a big fan because I felt like he took a lot of sides. I felt like he did split the country in terms of race. He created issues there shouldn't have been. He took sides with I believe in a car accident, he took sides of a black dude versus a white cop. He created this big old like social upheaval that was kind of for no reason.
Right.
He invited the gentleman to his home, the White House, to have a beer.
Unnecessarily so.
There were some unnecessary things that he did, and I wasn't a fan of that. And it has nothing to do with Obama. It has nothing to do with his political party per se. It has to do with the fact that you're a president of the entire country, not one group of individuals.
Right.
And now Trump is doing the exact same thing. He was supposed to be the president of everybody. That's what he said. I'm here to create equality amongst the people. There has been years of obvious taking sides by another president. This is Trump's, his own words, paraphrased. And he was going to be the person that didn't take sides, right?
That was the way he was proposed.
And now this guy is getting involved in a very politically charged opinion. This isn't anything dealing with politics. Social politics, not country politics. There's no reason for him to create these. He's creating issues now.
Yeah.
And
he should not be talking about it.
I cannot get behind it. I can't get behind him going up against the NFL. A game.
Yeah.
It's a game. The president of the United States is fighting with a gaming entity.
That's pretty petty.
It's no different than deciding he's going to fight against PS4 gamers.
He's an Xbox fanboy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it is.
It's no different than him tweeting ugly things at Milton Bradley because he didn't like the latest Monopoly game.
And yet another missile flies over Japan.
Right. Exactly. All right, what else do we have in the news?
We're going to stick with kneeling for just a moment.
And hold on, banning? He's thinking of banning players' protests? What are you thinking, dude?
Yeah.
I've tried to be very fair with Trump. He's going to ban. I'm not a fan of the kneeling. I think it's petty bullshit. I said, but you're going to ban that? Who the fuck do you think you are, dude? You're an elected official. Thomas, an elected official, and you're going to ban people's rights? If the NFL, which is stupid, is allowing them to do it as employers, which, again, I would say, don't do that. Your employees do your job. But however, if the NFL is willing to allow their employees to do such a thing, that's on them.
Yeah.
You're going to ban it?
That's just stupid.
The whole
say that.
The entire thing, the national anthem, all that bullshit, it's all propaganda anyways in terms of money. All of it. It dated back from the World War II days, World War I and World War II, when patriotism was at its height. It needed to be for a lot of reasons. They needed to sell war bonds. They needed to get people enlisted into the military. There was the draft going on. They needed to create it. So that's why people even started doing the national anthem at games years ago. I can get behind it. I can even get behind the national anthem now. I'm all about patriotism, but it's not a necessity.
No, it's not.
It's not a necessity, and you shouldn't be judged on whether or not you love this country if you choose to stand or sit. There's plenty of fine individuals who are religious who also choose not to stand for the flag.
You can love this country and not agree with something and still want to protest. That's the whole point.
I'm getting serious, but it really aggravated me about him wanting to ban it.
It's just stupid.
That's him doing exactly what people said he is. He realizes that. Like, does he not realize he's sounding
into it?
He's sounding very much like a dictator.
Yeah.
All right, let's skip past the kneeling. Let's go to the last, the one after that, please.
Sure. The suicide by snake.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Suicide by snake. I love snake.
I think we should all elect Andrew does that.
Oh.
Is that what happens when we get 101 signatures?
Let's start that petition. Andrew, suicide by snake. at his next festival he goes to. Now that sounds like a fun festival.
Good party. Lovesick snake expert live streams his own agonizing suicide after letting a deadly black mamba bite his hand.
What an idiot.
A blogger from St. Petersburg, Russia, was said to be crushed and struggling to cope with his marital
Where's he
breakdown.
from?
Russia.
Petersburg.
And he live streamed his death.
He did, yeah.
That's amazing.
Arslan Valiyev, age 31, from St. Petersburg, Russia, pleaded with viewers to call his ex-wife Ekaterina Katya Piatskvina, as he visibly deteriorated on camera.
Wow.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
As he filmed his tragic death on a live stream broadcast in the wake of his marital breakdown.
Not tragic, it's idiotic.
Yeah.
In the horrific footage, the blogger
Who
shared...
chooses to go out that way? So this was intentional then. This was, without a doubt, intentional.
Absolutely.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
Don't put that on somebody else.
Yeah.
Ugh.
In the horrific footage, the blogger shared his pain over the breakup moments after he let his pet snake bite him. Valiyev and Katya pictured on their wedding day. Let's see here. This article is just pictures.
You gotta keep scrolling.
All the way. There it is. There we go. I apologize. The actual snake bite and moment of death were not shown, but the blogger, a former zoo employee, allowed viewers to see the bite on his hand. At the end of the footage, he got up from his chair and staggered off camera, possibly toward a bathroom. He died soon afterwards. In the shocking live stream, he said, "If I die, then I die. I will just stay with you for some time. Just in case, on my mobile, here is a message for Katya," before adding, I just will stay with you for some time, just in case. On my
All right,
mobile,
next
there is a
topic,
message.
please.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't take this
Weirdo.
guy.
What
I
about-
can't take it.
What about some Russian couples suspected of eating and killing up to 30 victims?
Oh, wow.
What's going on in Russia?
Yeah. This is how they protest Trump.
Russian police appear to have discovered one of the country's most grisly cases of cannibalism after pictures of dismembered bodies were found on a phone belonging to one of the main suspects.
Phone.
according to
Were you
Russian
trying to
state media.
speak broken English now like a Russian?
We're found on phone.
I was trying to appeal to our greater audience. The gruesome case in the southern Krasnodar region has led to the arrest of a 35-year-old man and his wife, both of whom are alleged to have murdered as many as 30 people since
Jesus.
1999 and consumed parts of the bodies.
I mean, I feel sorry for
20
those
years
people out
almost.
there. Take note and take this as a form of faith. All of you out there who can't find that one, your one and only, that one person that is your
Soulmate.
I mean, there's somebody out there for you. If
Apparently.
these two individuals can find each other,
Do you like to eat people? I do too.
I'll act that out. Do it again.
This calls for second date.
Oh my god! All right, is that? We gotta
police.
Hold on, we gotta end the show.
Sure.
However,
Oh,
don't go
God.
anywhere because we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back and we're gonna go right into the Andrew No Talent Autistic Post Show. We'll be right back.
Oh yeah! I want to tell you about Dead City Radio, man.
Thank you for listening to The Rain Man Show with your host, Michael Flores, with hosts Tony Sabal and Thomas Cowley, Andrew Spindler with the news, audio guru Dustin Lucas, produced by Michael Flores and Dustin Lucas. The Rain Man Show is a Cazador Productions and Rain Man Digital broadcast production. For all things Rain Man, go to rainmanshow.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the No Talent Autistic Andrew Rainman Post Show.
I like how your own intro sums up exactly what this is.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Being autistic.
It's the
Swear to
most
God.
descriptive thing possible. And I love that Weezer is my intro song. Although Pink Triangle would have been a more
Focus. God damn
fitting.
it.
Jesus Christ.
Not even a minute in.
It's good. It's good to sit in this
Move
chair.
on.
We started things off with Michael trolling Trekkies on Twitter. excuse me. We didn't actually talk about that at all.
My God.
I
Okay.
am so good at this.
We started like you are now with Mike being tired and not sure if he could even do the show properly because he had inhaled Chipotle and it was gaseously coming out other ends. And drinking too much wine, which maybe you did too.
I like how he.
Move
Probably.
on.
Upsetting Tony, apparently.
Move the fuck on.
Michael had some very choice words to say about the NFL and taking the knee fiasco and when and where should be an appropriate place to protest.
Because it's their job. It seems odd to do it at work, but...
He did bring up the very good point that you would not exactly protest at work. You get fired, there's,
there's ramifications. You can't do that at work. You're at work to work.
Unless the owners actually supported that. Mm-hmm. Because,
but that's very rare, too.
It's rare, but, it was funny watching, old white dudes kneel with players, in a show of, quote-unquote, unity.
Like the coaches and stuff.
I feel like Tony feels like there's a racial issue there.
No, of course not. What make you say something like
You're
that,
so
Thomas?
Genuine, Tony.
Please, shut up, your wife.
We had talked a bit about Twitter planning its 280 character test, a significantly reduced number from their previously rumored 10,000 character test.
Oh boy,
but of course, we got to figure out how much presidential action Trump can do with a whole 280 characters.
Oh boy, we are in for a big one.
The way I see it, it'll just be two less tweets.
Yeah.
Because instead of one, it'll be two. Or instead of two, it'll be one now. So, whatever.
Witch doctors were sacrificing children in Africa, which we didn't go
because it's
fully
normal.
into.
That's
it's
normal African tradition.
I mean, that's just a Thursday, is it?
And then after the witch doctor sacrificial, we talked about a party that I had gone to. That was just a train wreck.
Poser.
Yeah.
What kind of party? Tell
it
the
was.
people.
It was a Hastblut festival. It was a Nordic fall sacrifice.
Say it. Pagan.
It was Nordic.
Nordic is different.
It is
and
different.
You gave us a really bad interpretation of what the hell you do out there.
Absolutely did.
Because there's people that are naked, but there aren't, and there's body painting.
No.
Drunk.
The naked was at the other party, and the body painting was at the party. That was the spring fertility party.
I could sum it up simply, Thomas. Andrew went to a metrosexual picnic.
Yeah. I brought my insulated cooler, and everything was fantastic.
But we did want any of our pagan listeners to give us a bit more insight as to some of the stuff that you're involved in, because your ability to articulate those thoughts
is awful.
Was lacking.
Yeah.
Dramatically.
I don't know how to speak, and yet I'm given a post show.
We asked a lot of listeners this show.
We did. We also did apologize to some other religious.
We had a pseudo apology, but it's more of a clarification, I think, than anything else.
I thought it was a cop out.
Tony was angry this show, apparently.
Apologize.
The clarification was that
it wasn't an apology.
When we talk about crazy people trying to bat away hurricanes with sticks, we're not talking about the religion behind it. We're just talking about the crazy people trying to bat away hurricanes with sticks.
Andrew subscribes to one of these beliefs.
Because he's a pagan.
Right. And that consumed Mike for a fair amount of time.
It did. It was the train wreck that I hoped it would be.
Are you proud of yourself?
I'm not. I am actually deeply ashamed.
You should be.
It was supposed to be a little bit, and then it just went on too long. Anyway, and then after that, we clarified witches and warlocks. It's a male to female sort of a thing.
Oh my God, I hate you sometimes. What else?
After that, we got into the news. Trump, of course, was trying to ban players kneeling for the national anthem.
And as Mike tends to do, he got a little not exactly soapboxy, but people like that when he brings some reality.
Because we know how high of a priority that is, Thomas.
It brings reality to the situations that we all seem to be consumed by that are just insane. To a stupid degree.
Yeah. And that, of course, comes after last Friday, Trump told any players that knelt were sons of bitches or son of a bitch.
There was a lot of Trump talk on this one, unfortunately.
A little bit too much.
You're forgetting one big thing.
Am I?
That we talked about. That involves
Remind me. That involves you?
With the hashtag.
With the hashtag.
About.
The hashtag. Yes. Oh, my gosh. I totally forgot. We have, what was the hashtag again, Thomas?
You wrote it.
Oh my God!
You don't remember. That's what that is.
Make TC buy.
Make TC buy. Thank you.
Yes, after one of Tony's comments on Facebook, I went off on a whole tirade, which you'll have to listen to the show, but it led into Bobby creating a petition to make me officially bisexual on the show. So we're asking the listeners not only to contribute to the petition, but also to submit their ideas of what exactly I'd have to do once we reach that goal.
Tony and I were trying to make sure that you would have a lovely time out. And
Mike was having none of that. He's like, no, here's what we're going to do. I own you. You will do as I say. Which got a little dark, but, you know, anything for the show, right?
Yeah. Let's see here. And then for that, we only need 89 more signatures. And once we hit that cap,
it's 100 total.
It is 100
right?
total. So it's a relatively low goal.
We're sitting at 11 then right now, but we'll see what people do.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a time limit on this thing.
I love how when you hit 100, you're just instant buy. That's it.
That's just it, officially.
Yeah. And then Andrew will rejoice.
And then I'll go to those festivals too.
Oh, there you go.
Hey.
That could be one of those, one of the things.
And you'll be bringing the picnic basket?
The picnic basket.
And then, of course, we touched on a suicide by snake with a man letting a black mamba bite him and him live streaming the event, which is bonkers. And then, of course, Russian cannibalism. But that is all the time that we have tonight for the No Talent Andrew Autistic Post Show.
Where I come from is an